with Lana Design, and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing with Spellbinders. I have some super exciting news to share with you. I have been contacted by Spellbinders last week asking me to participate in their newest release. They sent me some stuff and some goodies here, and these guys are right now, I believe they're on their website, ready to be ordered. I am going to be making a blog about this as well, so you will be able to see and also purchase, if you wish, any of these hot plates. But first thing that we need to do here is get this hot foiling system to warm up. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my measuring little ruler here, and I am going to cut my little foil here. This is a little knife that comes with this, and I love these little tools. They thought of everything. Honestly, I think this is so brilliant, and all I have to do is do this, and my foil is cut here, as you can see. I'm gonna put this, it's pretty side down. That's how it goes, because you want this to be attached to the paper. This cardstock is by Cardstock Warehouse. I also have some little tools here by Spellbinders as well, and I am going to trim my paper just a little bit here to get my sentiment going. Okay, now I'm gonna press the timer, and that's gonna get ready. I'm gonna put my plates here and wait for my system to heat up. In the meantime, what I am going to do is show you what we are making today. So we are going to create a pop-up envelope with a lot of cool flowers. It's going to be extremely beautiful and colorful, and I am using this super cool paper. It is from DC WB. I know you know this company. I always forget the name of it, the full name, but you know what I'm talking about. And this is their Lenoir collection. It is a set of all these black cardstocks, and they're just phenomenal. And I believe this is a 65-pound cardstock. So I picked one with polka dots, and I cut my paper to be 10 by 10. So I just took that off of the plate there, and I am slowly putting this through, just like so. And you don't want to go back and forth. That is not necessary, and you will just create one big mess. And let's see how this turned out. As you can see, the print is pretty awesome. And wow, you can see that was amazing. Next, we are moving to die cutting. We're gonna have a lot of things to die cut here, and before we do so, I just want to show you what I am going to be using here. I'm going to use this little tool here. This is, it's actually not a tool, but a little, I don't even know how to call it, this little thing that creates pop-ups, right? You can see it there. Next thing, what I want to show you is, see these little flowers here? These are these little fillers, and also get these flowers from this phenomenal die. I don't know if you've ever used this one by Spellbinders, but this is Butterfly Card Creator. I am gonna also use flowers from here. That is the only thing that I am gonna need right now. And I also have a bunch of other flowers from Spellbinders. I really don't know which die set this is from. If you're very interested in that, I will try to Google it. I will look for it. But all I looked is all I needed was actually flowers and leaves. So you can use whatever you have. And I will try to link everything that I used down below. Here are my beautiful bright colors. I have some gold. Again, this is from Cardstock Warehouse cardstock. And I have yellow, orange, some beautiful pinks, and of course greens. And I am going to do a lot of die cutting, and I will be back with a bunch of them in just a few moments. And here is my phenomenal sentiment. I love how it turned out, and I absolutely love how it cut. I like that detail, how Spellbinders did that. See how it cut the insides of that sentiment. I think that's a very nice touch, very detailed, and beautifully tailored, I have to admit. Another thing what I've wanted to talk to you about is that to make this little mechanism here. This is what's going to create that pop-up when we open our envelope. This is what's going to make our sentiment and our flowers pop. So I used, for this little mechanism, I used, again, let me show you. I used this die from a different die set. What I'm going to do is I am just going to trim one of these guys here if you have the same one. So I'm going to trim this one. This little lip here is going to help me with gluing it together. So here we go. And I can actually remove this part. I don't need that. That can be cut.
And now I'm just going to reinforce these folds and of course glue it together and put it on a side to dry.
In the meantime, what I am going to do is put my flowers together. So here are my beautiful flowers. They're all done and ready to go. So back to this paper, which was 10 by 10 again. And next thing what we're going to do is flip this page over. Grab some kind of a ruler or something that is long. It doesn't have to be a ruler. And what you're going to do is I have a white gel pen. It's really nothing too crazy. This is just so it can make things visible for me. So mark one corner. Put your ruler diagonally there, and all you have to do is put an X there. Don't worry about this here. Nobody's going to see what's going on the inside. Trust me, because that's going to be covered later on. So all you have to do again is make sure you go from one corner to another corner, and just mark that and put one big X in the middle. Next thing what I am going to do here, because again this is going to be for 5 by 7 card. What I am going to do here is mark from the bottom, from this little this little center right here. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, right? You see this little mark here? That's the center of our paper. So what I am going to do is just mark 1/8 of an inch just right here. There's one there, another one is here. This is all we need to do, is mark 1/8 of an inch from the center, like so, and get your flaps here, okay, and put them right there. Match that little edge there and just simply bend your paper and reinforce that fold with your bone folder. So we're going to do the same thing. Just simply take the flap over and just bring it to that line there. That's all we gotta do, okay? And reinforce the fold. And that's it. That's how we do our envelope. Next thing we are going to do is get a card, any card that it's 5x7. It doesn't really matter. All we have to do is to make sure that this actually fits in there. And as you can see, it'll move and around pretty easily. But what I'm going to do is take my card here, and I am going to simply use this as a guide, because I want my flap right here. I want to have enough of that bottom part there, so so don't lose the bottom, okay? So that's what I need to do. I'm going to simply reinforce this again with my bone folder. Open it up, and what I need to do next is grab a pair of scissors and cut these little corners. And that's it. Now what I want to do is, because I want to have enough room here for my flowers and my design, I am just going to put this card a little bit more in, or not put it all the way, actually, not put it all the way to the bottom. I'm going to flip this over. And next, I'm just going to lean this against my card there. And that's it. Now I'm going to take this card out and again, flip this over and simply reinforce that fold. And that's our envelope. Next thing, same thing. I am going to cut or trim these little corners here. And that's it. Look at that. We have made a beautiful envelope. Now, so I'm going to just put this here. This is going to help me with guiding this, with guiding me to tell me where my flap actually ends, okay? And I'll show you what I am going to do with that. I'm just gonna trim that a little bit. Next, I'm gonna use another piece, okay? Oops. Remove the tack, just like so. Close that and just lean this against my flap here so I know where it ends, okay? Okay, so now I have my flaps here. I know where my flaps are going to end. So look at this. What I'm going to do is get a paper trimmer, And I am going to trim just a little bit of that flap. I'm going to lean it against here, making sure that it matches, that it ends actually right here, okay? So this is going to help me just make sure it's leaning against there, against your bottom part here, so you know it's straight. And I'm just going to trim a little bit of that part there. That way, both of my flaps are trimmed now, or side flaps, I should say, which will give me enough room there for my flowers here. So I'm gonna put my tape here. I'm gonna make sure that it's lined up and it's straight. Okay, I'm gonna put my envelope down and use my tape. This is where I want to trim it. There we go. And now I can trim my flap right here. Okay. I hope that makes sense what I am doing here. Okay. Like so. Now I can remove this carefully. Okay. And here is my flap. Don't worry about this. It'll still get covered with a lot of flowers, okay? And this is how we create a very shallow envelope. I wanted it to be shallow because I want my flowers to show up.
Next thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to assemble this envelope, and the following steps are going to be decorating the envelope, and I am going to be back in just a few moments. First, we are going to add a sentiment.
Okay. And with this sentiment, here is my little mechanism, so to speak. This is what's going to help us create that pop-up. So I am going to always use, this is a very good point. Whenever you're creating something like this, always use removable tape. Or removable adhesive, I should say, because if you make a mistake, you could always take it off and it's not permanently glued there. So I am going to take, as you saw me put a little bit of that tape, removable tape, on one side, and I'm going to glue it on top of my lid here, the top lid, and that is going to just stand like this, okay? This is where I want it to be, and I want you can see that can close with no issue. And now I want my birthday, my Poppin Birthday, to be on top of this, okay? So again, I am going to use removable adhesive. I want to make sure that everything works how I want it before I add any permanent adhesive, okay? I want to put the bottom part here, okay? Just like so. And glue it on there, or just temporarily adhere it. And that's how my element is going to stand there. And as you can see, if I was to close it, it's going to close without any issue. And when I open it, It's a beautiful 3D poppin little nice sentiment. So I do like how this looks. And next, what I am going to do, because I like it, I am simply going to remove it and add permanent adhesive there. Okay. I can glue it now because I know where I want it to be. And this is going to be the center of my card. Okay. So as the center of my card, or my gift, or my envelope, so to speak, this is what I want it to be, and where I want it to be, and how I want it to be, okay? So I'm just simply going to glue that there. And I can build everything else on top of this, okay? So I'm gonna just add glue there, okay? And add my beautiful sentiment right in there. That's going to dry, and I just absolutely love that. Next thing, what we're going to do is add these flowers all over our card. Just see what I am going to do first. Actually, start off with the leaves. I think that's always a good thing. Always start off with the leaves and then build up. Okay, and now we are done with decorating our phenomenal and super colorful envelope here. As you can see, it is a pop of color. That's why I chose this Poppin Birthday.
And last but not least, what I am going to do is use a little bit of bling to finish up my flowers. And I think that is going to give a little bit of almost, so to speak, sophisticated look. You can absolutely skip this part if you wish. This part is completely and totally optional.
Here, we have to talk about how are we going to close this envelope, right? You can't just have it go like this, right? So I'm gonna move my gold and my pink wax over there so it can melt. And in the meantime, I'm going to show you what I like to use for my envelopes when I'm making them like super bulky like this and extra special. So I found these little Velcro loops, so to speak, or they're not loops, they're little circles, pardon, at Michael's a while back. And they're phenomenal for your envelopes. Now, since I have this black envelope here, I'm going to use this black Velcro, and that's what's going to help me close my envelope, right? So
now, before I move to attaching my Velcro, I'm going to use this big wax seal stamp. And this wax seal stamp is not just going to be a decorative piece, but it's also going to help me cover that Velcro so my Velcro will not show. It's just going to be right underneath.
So first I am going to grab a little bit of that gold wax. I'm going to put it a little bit here, okay? Just like so. And next I'm going to use my pink, and that's gonna go right in here. And I'm gonna just do this. Just do that for now. Like so, and let these guys merge. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. And let's see how that's going to turn out to be.
And I already made one stamp seal. Now here is another one, and it just looks so phenomenal. I really am impressed by how this big stamp looks, and I think I'll be making a lot of these. Now, one of these, as you can see, it's trimmed. The other one isn't. You can do whichever look works for you. I do like this polished look much better, and all you have to do to achieve this is just grab a pair of scissors and trim the edges. And trust me, this is not going to damage your scissors. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some glue. This is art glitter glue. I'm going to attach my wax seal stamp to the flap of my envelope, and then I am going to simply use the Velcro. I'm going to peel off the film and attach it to both my flap of the envelope, as you can see, and the wax seal. Take off the film and just simply close it shut. And that's it. And our hard work here is done, and it's totally paid off. As you can see, this envelope is so stunning. It opens up so easily without any issues. I could not be happier. Thank you, Spellbinders, for sending me these beautiful goodies to play with. And thank you all so much for joining me and tuning in to watch this new release by Spellbinders. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye-bye.